We were actually talking about dating.
Never
This
mind.
guy.
I was gonna say what I was gonna say.
What were you gonna say? She's mad at Chris Brown's ex who pretended to be Blasian. She's like, she
Carucci?
ruined it. Nah, there was another one. You know,
he
has a
Carucci.
type.
I thought Carucci was the only one. He got a type. He like Blasians.
He does. But no, it's funny because about this episode, this guy that she just met was asking her to pray every night. They had just started talking and he was like, can we pray together every night?
The guy who she was talking to?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great, it's a great pull. It's like,
You think that's great?
It's a great pull.
I don't think that's great. I don't want to pray with you.
You know what I'm saying? It's a good pull. It's like, hey, I'm trying to holler at you. Let's pray together. You know
I don't want to pray with you.
Let's go to church every Sunday.
He said, let me holler.
I feel like people weaponize Jesus in prayer. Like, I don't want to pray with you.
They've been weaponizing religion since what?
Like when old people be like, I'm going to pray for you. Don't
you
pray
ever
for
heard
me.
of the Crusades?
I'm trying to tell you.
But I mean like when they threaten you with like prayer. Like, I'm going to pray for you.
You ever heard of the Crusades? It was all that. Like Christianity and all that has been used definitely for show. People will use it
for everything.
Using God though to date is like a new level of low.
I mean, they use it for everything else. Why
People
not?
gonna use whatever they can to get in them pants.
There's a church, so I'm not even gonna say the name of the church in case we're finally recording.
We are.
Okay. So there's a church and I guess there's a bunch of like fine athletes that go there.
Uh-huh.
And there's a podcast that I listened to and she was like, oh, this is where the money is at. Like if you want to meet a man, this is where you need to go.
That's crazy.
And one of my friends goes there and he was with his kids and he was like, yeah, I seen a bunch of women just choosing and they was like, oh, your kids are cute. Like, what's up?
That's crazy.
And he was like, I was very uncomfortable. I was like, ew. I couldn't imagine like going to church with the sole intention of like snatching up a man.
That is absolutely crazy.
Where's the craziest person you found to go on a date or that you tried to find someone to date?
That's a good one. I don't know. I really don't. I don't think I've...
You don't go finding. It comes to you. You don't look.
No. I mean, I was going to say, I don't really feel like I dealt with anybody crazy, but everybody tells me the females that I did deal with were kind of crazy. But I'm like, no, they weren't.
But I don't mean the people. I mean the location.
Like a crazy? I've never gone anywhere
location?
crazy.
Like, would you go to church to find someone to date?
I would not go to church to find someone to date because I don't want to date a religious person.
No. Not you looking dead into the camera. I do not want you.
I don't want to date a religious person.
No?
Mm-mm.
That's real. How about you? Do you have a crazy place?
A place?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the airport. I remember this one girl at the airport.
That's smart though. That's not crazy.
It's a dream that I'm
get
gonna
real
find a
quick.
fine man in the Delta Lounge.
I don't think you understand. Like I'm talking about, she was talking about on the plane. Like,
oh, you meant like y'all sat together on the plane?
She wanted to be in the plane. She wanted to have the date in the plane.
That's so cute. Where were y'all going?
It's a different type of date. I guess we were younger. This is when I came back from Valdosta, and I was trying to do. I want to get into like rehab, like doing like rehab work and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I had met her previously. She went to school in there's a HBCU. I forgot what it's called. I forget. We used to go over there and party all the time. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? If you went to Valdosta, there was a HBCU. Everybody used to go over there and party for the homecoming. But anyway, met her. You know what I'm saying? We kept in touch. She worked at Delta or American Airlines, one of them, Southwest. I don't remember which one it was. And she had access to the plane. It was empty. And
that's so cute though.
Yeah, but she didn't want to have a date per se. She wanted to
Mile High Club without the Mile High.
Without the Mile High.
Okay.
And I was like, listen, I ain't we conversed, but we didn't really.
How'd you get through TSA though? She just tapped you through?
I didn't do it. I didn't go through it. I'm just saying like that was supposed to be where the date was, and I just felt like it was kind of.
That's cute.
I don't know. It was
minus like the.
She was sketchy.
I mean, yeah, she was
trying to set you up on a plane.
No, she was very free. You know what I'm saying? She was a free spirit. You feel me? And free
I
spirit
love how you're
women,
trying to be super politically correct.
You gotta be free spirit
this.
women. I love y'all. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
like Erykah Badu free or like.
She was trying to get into some
like
exhibitionist.
She was very. She did a lot. She did a lot. She used to do a lot when we was in college. She did.
So y'all dated, or y'all were trying to date, attempting to date, hanging out.
We was
free spirits.
We was kicking it. You know what I'm saying? So it's. Yeah, let's go on a date. I'm thinking, this is a couple years later. We're outside of college. Maybe she changed. She graduated, so you know what I'm saying. Maybe you on your shit. But when she started talking about the plane, I said, okay, so who else is going on the plane? Nobody. How am I gonna get in a plane? Oh, I'll get you in there.
No, that sounds sketchy. That sounds like he was about to go to
He didn't
jail.
want to get arrested.
He was about to be on a do not fly list.
Yeah.
Be like, why can't you fly,
Because
man?
I definitely hit one of the homies say, yo, old girl, she trying to on the plane. He's like, how you gonna fly? Nah, she said she can get me through everything. He said, no, that's
You gonna be on a no fly list
do
for
not do
sure.
that, bro. So I said, okay, but that's where I was supposed to have a date, was on the plane with nobody on there, and I felt like that's not going to work. But yeah, that was one of the date spots. I mean, I have a couple of other ones, but that's the first one I always think about every single time I think about the airport.
I don't know what's like. What would your crazy? Like, I feel like meeting somebody at the hospital. I feel like that's a crazy place to meet people.
I don't even
And
know
I mean, my
the
mom
hospital.
worked at the hospital, and she would tell me stories all the time of like dudes trying to holler.
The hospital is
Like,
so dirty.
Niggas be getting treated for STDs, and they'll be at like urology labs, and as they're getting treated for an STD, they trying to holler.
Sounds about right.
Oh, that's crazy. That's
like that guy that was sitting at the table. I think I sent it to you guys, and his girlfriend was there, and he was talking about how he had like 12 STDs at the same time.
Oh, you talking about
and
DDG,
didn't
brother?
know. And then she looked so embarrassed, and she was like, "Stop!" And he was like, "No, I'm just trying to tell you." And she
just
was
said,
like,
"No,
"Stop."
I was about to say, she should have like.
She was like, "Please stop, like please stop." And he was like, "No, like I'm trying to tell you, like I had 12. And I was like, "Oh my god!"
He was,
and she laying down with this man, and he a kiki, like he thinks it's the funniest thing. And he's just naming like disease after disease after disease. And I'm like, girl, this is who you lay down with?
He didn't care. He
I don't think he cares now, because he was talking about it like he had the common cold and strep and something else. Like he was just very nonchalant.
I don't lie. He was naming stuff I ain't never heard of in my life. You know what I'm saying? I mean.
And he wasn't saying them right.
Oh, you knew? Okay.
We had so we had this class.
I was about to say, because I'm not STD.
So in 11th grade, they took us, if you went to my high school, you know what I'm talking about. So we did this 11th grade trip called ILAC. And it was an overnight trip, and they took the whole 11th grade class. So everybody spent the night, guys and girls. So you're in these cabins. And it's supposed to be like a class bonding trip. And they put us all in this room, and we're all sitting there, and everybody's like, they little coupled, and they coupled up and whatever, because it's a weekend trip, right? Mm-hmm. They put up this big screen, and they're like, this is chlamydia.
Oh, yeah,
this is gonorrhea. This is this. So then everybody's like slowly like scooting away from their like little boo thing, and everybody just looking like, ew. Then they put like, people started joking about blue waffle, if you remember that time. But it was so crazy. And then they're like, okay, have fun. And everybody's like, ew, like y'all are nasty. Don't touch us. Don't kiss us. And they went through just like all these STDs and STIs. And then we did like a couple group bonding things. And then there was a party at the end of the night, and everybody was twerking and forgot about it. And then was trying to creep into people's cabins.
Because I remember we did that the first time everybody seen the video like that where I was from. I was in Albuquerque at the time, was in like 5th grade, 6th grade.
I missed that.
And so, yeah.
I never had like that talk.
Oh, really?
I never seen the movie. I switched schools too often.
Oh, yeah. We had a whole group thing in 6th grade, 5th grade. This is so-and-so, this is so-and-so. We're like, ew. Everybody's like, ew, you know what I'm saying? Your thing is hard like that, really? So shit like that. So I remember, and that's whatever. Came out here, and we had another one around 10th grade, and nobody cared. They're like, niggas already had kids by that time.
Nah,
so
people cared, and people had kids, but people cared, but I think it was so short that it was like, here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah, everybody like, we ain't about to get that shit. Let's get to it. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
But, yeah.
Health class is definitely important. I think it's a missing agent right now. They're not really. I think there should be like health and relationship classes, but I feel like we can. I'm gonna delve into it because let's get into the show.
Yeah.
So what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Bridge ATL. I'm your host Ty, and as always with me we have Kell.
What's going on, y'all?
And we have Ashley.
Hello.
And y'all already heard like a little fun stuff we got talking about earlier. If you know about the blue waffle, like that traumatized me. But
I never seen it, by the way.
You've never seen it? It was a fake picture, though. It was a fake picture.
Fake.
I come from the era of 2 Girls, 1 Cup, right?
So that's the same time.
Same time.
Yeah,
same time.
But that was the first one,
and
right?
The Pain Olympics and all that.
This was all during that time.
So when that first one hit, I vowed to never see any other ones ever again.
This might have been pre that.
No, it came like right after.
Okay.
It was 2 girls, blue waffle.
That was like 2011, 2012.
That went so viral that we was on the public computers in school and used proxies just to see it so everybody could see it.
They couldn't block it fast enough.
Nah, they couldn't. But make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribing. We are now audio. So if you're listening to us, make sure y'all go check us out on YouTube, comment that you listen to us, check us out on TikTok, Instagram, all that. Let us know you're listening to us on any of these audio platforms. We're coming to you with smooth audio as well as video. But today's topic, we're going to be talking about relationships, summertime, we're getting close to the end. We're about to hit fall. It's the preseason is over, right?
Cuddle.
We about to
Preseason.
we about to hit into the main season. It's game time. Are you gonna get locked in for the winter, or are you gonna be sitting in the house cold? So we're gonna talk about some stuff going on with relationships and all that, craziest things, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I want to open up the floor though. Is there any area you guys want to dive into first, or what we thinking? What we think? How we feeling?
I mean, it's such a dating is vague in general. I mean, you have choices, a lot of choices we got to make as individuals.
I want to talk about the newest study.
Okay, let's go. Let's do that.
The loneliness epidemic of men.
Okay.
It just came out. Yes, because when I read it, I was just like, okay, so men got together to do a study to figure out why men are lonely when it's based on how they treat women. Because you're alone, because you said you want this, this, and this for women, and you've devalued women so much, and then you've said you don't need them, and now you're complaining that you're lonely, and you're doing a study to figure out why you're lonely. And I guess it took a lot of money and a lot of Harvard graduates to get together and do this. So I'd be curious to hear.
So actually, this is a great spot to start because this is piggybacking off of the last episode, what Kell was talking about. Yes, but also there's more than that, I think. I don't think it's just men are just terrible people. Like there are some terrible men out there. Like I'm not saying that there aren't men who treat women less and all that, but I think it's more than that. I think now we're in an age of instant gratification. And a lot of people, if they can't succeed as soon as they try something, they don't want to do it anymore. And I think a lot of people, like they'll look online and you got social media to blame too, because like you look online and it's like women are this, and women are that, and men are this, and men are that, and these people who do this and this. And the reason they're saying there's a whole male epidemic is because there's a lot of men online vocally talking about why they won't date. And I think that's just like I don't know what the word is. It's not zeitgeist, I don't think, but it's like a whole just amorphous ideology that's just pushing people into thinking, oh yeah, I shouldn't even date. Because there's people who don't even try to date and they're saying, I hate dating. And I think that's the craziest thing. Like, I haven't been out there, but I'm not going to say I hate dating. I just haven't been out there.
I hate the process of dating. Like the process of having to deal with the annoying people. And
she don't want to be in love.
That's not true. Like I love being in love and I love feeling love and I love being loved. I hate the annoying nuances. And I feel like people feel very entitled. And I think when I talk to men, there's this whole, what do you bring to the table bullshit. Like I'm so tired of hearing this. And it's like, oh, women want to use me for my money. Sir, let's be real. You make $60,000 a year. You're not even using you for your money.
So is
let's be realistic. Like the same way that you don't want a unconventionally pretty woman to say that she's being used for her looks, you're like, oh, humble yourself. Humble yourself, sir. Nobody's using you for your money. You don't have any money to be used. Like you want a woman to cook, clean, do all the things and shut up, and you don't even make enough to let me stay home and do that. So you want to complain about a situation that doesn't even pertain to you. You're complaining about problems that don't exist in your tax bracket. And I think that's where I get exhausted. Like, oh, well, what can you do for me as if you're the prize? You're not the prize. Like, you're not coming at it like relationships should be a partnership. It should be how are we balancing each other out? Not what can you do for me? What are you bringing? Because I have this. Like, sir, what are you bringing to the table? And I think when you reciprocate that, like, okay, what are you offering me? That's when you get the stuttering and the attitudes. And men get very like, well, I'm the man. Okay, well, if you want to live like our grandparents did, you don't make enough. I cannot stay at home and we cannot have, my dad is one of 5. My grandmother never worked a day in her life. She didn't even have a driver's license. You don't make enough to do that. You don't.
Do you want to stay at home?
No.
So what I was going to say is I think there's a large group of people that have just looked at that ideology because it's been that way for so long, right? Traditionally, the The man works, the woman stays at home, the man makes the money, the woman cleans, she cooks and all that. And there's this group of people that took that ideology and said, why are we losing it? You know, and I think it kind of pays into like the woke thing where everybody's like anti-progression of any group, because now you've seen a progression of women moving into spaces where they can be the ones bringing home the money. They can be the ones who don't have to cook and clean. You can, right? So there's a bunch of like manosphere type of ideologies that are like, well, you have to have a traditional relationship. And if it's not traditional, it's not a good one. But what I was going to say to you, for your instances, if this is your experience, definitely look at the men that you are dating, because a lot of men who think they make a lot of money, like you said, you only making $60,000.
Oh, and let's be clear, I have not gone on dates with these men. These are conversations. If you're trying to talk to me at the bar, I will not. We do not pass go.
So
this is you trying to buy me a drink, and you're already giving me the ick.
What'll happen a lot of times, like before the show started, we were talking about the fact of like people moving in ways where they don't understand. Like she was saying, if you ugly, like why you trying to talk to somebody and down them like you ain't ugly yourself? And I think a lot of people don't realize where they actually are in the grand scale of things. A lot of people will make it to 50,000, 60,000, and they'll talk like they're making 120,000 or they're making 200,000, right? So it's just, you know, the whole ideology of it is just broken, right?
And I want to circle back before they try to eat me up for my comment, because I know it's going to be like, see, you don't even want to stay home.
No, double down.
It's not, because I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I know that I would never be fulfilled just being a mother or just being a wife. Mm-hmm. Not to say that that's not enough for somebody. Like, if and when I do have a family, I would love to be a mom. I would love to be a wife. I would love to do those things. However, waking up, eating, sleeping, living, breathing, my kids and my husband, that's not enough for me as a person to feel okay. Like, I need my own motion. I need my own things. I need my own projects. I need my podcast. I need my interviews. I need my photo shoots. I need my content. I need my job. I love what I do. I love my conferences. I love my industry. Do I want to do that as often as I do now? No. But do I want to live just to have everybody else live their lives? No. And I feel like that stay-at-home mom, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with living for your kids and doing that. But I think that came from a time when that's what was needed, because, I mean, you were just coming out of slavery when a lot of the stay-at-home moms were a thing. So it's like, no, the wife needs to be at home because the kids need her. But then the wives weren't even staying at home. They were drinking and doing everything, and the slaves were raising their kids. So I think if we're going to talk about like that antiquated, like, be real, you had help. Then when that help phased out, you had to pay for it. You couldn't afford it. So now the mom has to stay home because we can't afford to pay them. So it never came from a woman's sole duty and sole purpose of being to live for her kids. It came from a financial need of needing that in order to have your kids, to be able to grocery shop, to be able to cook, to be able to eat. But if you watch those shows, that the Mad Men and all those shows that take place, those wives were miserable. Mm-hmm. They were miserable. They're shopping, they're drinking, they're talking to their friends, they're complaining about their husbands. Like, they're just miserable. Why would I want that to be my only accomplishment? Is being a mom and then trying to find life at 40 or 50 when my kids are out of the house and now my husband's retired and I don't even know who I'm with.
So I'm going to go back to what we initially talked about, which was male loneliness epidemic. I want everybody to understand this all starts. It does not start with us, you know what I'm saying, dating, men and women dating. It starts with us individually, male, individually, females, individually. Male loneliness epidemic starts with men being lonely, not because they're not dating, but because they don't even have friends. Because that's what it actually refers to, is the fact that men do not have close friends that they talk to about their problems or what they're really going through. I live in Atlanta. We all live in Atlanta. It's a lot of cap in Atlanta. And when people say cap, and what I mean by that is really, like, truly, niggas will literally go outside and claim a lifestyle that they do not live. We've talked about this in many episodes.
Women too.
Yeah, women too. People in general definitely come outside and say, hey, I do this and that. Me personally, I like to stay inside mostly. I can go outside too, though. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I don't do it. It's just I prefer being inside. I don't feel like I have to show anybody anything or what I have or what I got going on. I do what I do. Y'all can see what I got going on, so I don't have to go outside and really do anything. You can already see it. So it's like I don't have to do all the flexing or extra stuff. But a lot of people feel like they have to. I mean, you do have to kind of fake it to make it around here, and that is true. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's true.
To an extent, but I don't want that to be the main thing. But But like I said, it starts with the ideology of this is what I have to be. And so when that happens, when you start faking stuff and you have to be somebody else, you don't really have people who are genuine in front of you. You don't have real friends that talk about problems and stuff like that. That's with the males, right? And so with that, what comes in when you're trying to talk to women and women are telling you you're not coming at us the right way, you don't have anybody in your male circle that's realistic to give you the real answers, right? And so this is where the disconnect starts, where men are already disconnecting with the friends that they have because they're being fake with the friends that they already have. And so you're going to be fake with the women that you're trying to get as well. And that's what happens. It's the same thing with females. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with women who talk about the men that they're with, or they'll claim, oh, I only deal with high class men or whoopie whoop. Okay, you might deal with a high class man, but you won't talk to your friends about how that man is also talking to 8 other women at the same time, or you're not talking about all the stuff that you're going through as well. And how all this stuff, we live in a world, a society currently, because of social media, where we have to portray a certain image, and this hurts all of us at the same time. And like I said, this is deeper than just you and me, male or female, talking together, try to get together in dating. We're all trying to figure out this new social construct that we created literally 20 years ago, and trying to move in that, and trying to figure out how can we come together and be real people together. And that's more of the conversation when it comes to dating. I mean,
the male loneliness, though, sounds like it's because people are afraid to be them.
Yeah.
And that's more of like a self thing. Like, why are you surrounded by people that you can't talk to?
Exactly. I mean, it's as you see the question of, even in women's circles, how do you make friends after 30, right? How do you make friends after 25? Like, we see that a lot. I mean, I've moved a lot. So, moving from state to state, you have to. You say you have to.
Yeah.
You know what you have to do in order to make new friends, right? Like, you have to kind of assimilate, or you have to kind of like see what's going on, and then you're going to go in to see, okay, who can I trust with myself, because these people are different and stuff like that, right? So we have more practice in doing that. So I think it's probably easier for us to meet new people, you know what I'm saying, compared to somebody who's been in one place their entire life, you know what I mean? And then their friends move away, and then they have to make new friends here. It's a lot different.
I think the problem is like the woe is me.
That too.
Like, I'm lonely. I'm sad. I don't have friends. I don't have a man that likes me. I don't have this. I don't have that. Like, instead of focusing on you, like, I'm a firm believer in you can't be with anybody until you know how to be alone and be with yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, I hate when there's those serial daters. Like, I have a few friends that a relationship ends and they're already in another one. And it's like, how'd you even find somebody that fast?
Yeah.
Like, people are afraid to be alone, and people are afraid to work on themselves. So they get in these relationships and they settle, and they're more miserable than if they were just by themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, at what point do you just focus on like your value, you, and then wait for the relationship to come, but not be so focused on just being in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship that you're just doing it to say you did it?
So I think it also goes into a point what you were saying about how I do to come at you. Basically, how you were saying you're because when you meet a guy and they come at you in a certain way, you tell them, I'm not trying to. Like you say, they came and pass go, right?
Right. Like, and I try to be very nice because men are very mean. Men will try to hit women. Men will talk to you crazy. Men, and I'm not saying all men. So before y'all try to tussle, I'm not saying everybody. But there's a good majority of men that people are always like, well, why didn't you just say no? And it's like, women try to say no and they get punched in the face. They get drinks thrown on them. They have men that act like they're entitled to your space. So it is kind of like you have to be awkward and like...
It's a lot of men that don't know how to take rejection.
People, they feel entitled to your space.
Rejection is just not something that's really baked into our experience growing up. So a lot of us don't really, and I say us, not me. I ain't finna punch nobody.
I would hope not.
I'm not going crazy. It's not that deep. It is never that deep. I just think a lot of men just don't know how to accept that things are not going to go your way sometimes. And
nobody owes you anything, like men or women. Like, just because I like you and I feel like we belong together, that does not mean that we do. So then saying like, oh, well, you're going to date me or you're going to talk to me is crazy.
Right. And you go ahead.
Well, I wanted to say, like, and you also talked about like how it was back then. And like I said just previously, like, it's the social construct, everything's changing. Like, yeah, back then the dude could use money, it was nothing. Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, they got it from their grandfather. They probably got it from their father, where their father basically paid for everything. The grandfather basically paid for everything. And then now, today, they're trying to do the same thing, but realizing that women don't really want that. Women are able to get jobs now. Women are able to do what they want now. Way, way more compared to before.
I think women want balance because I'm not like, even me, like I want all those things, but I want to be able to have like a balance. And I know balance is not real, but I want my version of balance where I can be a wife and I can be a mom and I can be a partner, but I can still go to work. Because if as a man, if you can work, why can't I?
I wouldn't. So that's the thing. We have to, because the social construct is changing. We can't have the idea of, men can't have the idea of, okay, I got money, so my girl could stay at home now, and it's nothing. They can't believe that they have their own goals and dreams that they want to do or pursue.
What were you gonna say? You were gonna say you wouldn't want what?
I wouldn't. I was gonna say it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want my girl to go around and be like and work under somebody while I'm paying for everything, and I'm like paying for everything, like work under somebody specifically.
So if your wife was a doctor,
that's different. I think that's different.
So I mean, you're always, unless you own your own business, you're always going to work under somebody.
If it's like,
do you not work under someone?
If she has like an MD, if she has, yeah, definitely. I was just saying, like, I want to be to the point because obviously I'm not really going out here pursuing for a wife right now. But like, if I had an MD or something like that, or if she had an MD and stuff, she can do whatever. Because I mean, that's a different achievement, right? Like that's actually.
So what if your wife is a private banker? Wealth management.
If I had made more money than her, if your
wife is in wealth management, she probably does better.
That's what I'm saying. So that's my thing. That's a whole different conversation. She does better. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. I can't tell her to do shit. You know what I'm saying?
So if your wife makes under $100,000,
if I make significantly more money than her, and whatever her job is does not have some type of world, like I said, like a doctor is a big deal. Lawyer is a big deal, but I would want her to have her own firm than her just working under somebody else. Unless
but what
it's
if
a
that's
major
what
firm.
she wants? Like, and I feel like as a society, we keep pushing what we want onto other people. Like, if she went to school and did the work and she loves what she's doing,
I wouldn't be dating her. It just wouldn't happen. I wouldn't pursue her because that's going to be the point where her job is going to be on a level where that's going to be a percentage of her life, and I can't even be a part of that at all at any point in time. And so that's where I wouldn't even date you. Like, hey, look, you're doing. This is what you're doing. And I know I can't really insert myself in this part.
At least you're big enough to know that like you wouldn't take away from her after she's worked.
No. That's why I said doctor is different because I would have to insert myself in the fact that she has to be on call. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And I'm not going to do that. That's what I'm saying. So obviously, but I think that's what men are thinking of because we'd be at the job. It'd be girls. They got husbands that still want to
not even that, but like people that are like, maybe she's a veterinarian and she's not, changing the world, but she's gone to school. She loves what she does. Like, even if you make significantly more, why can't she have that as like a side passion or
I wouldn't want her to work under somebody. I'd rather her have her own. And that's just preference. I feel like she would have more control over what she can and can't do. I wouldn't want somebody else to control her. That's just, like I said, like that's a personal preference. I think most men I've talked to who do make significant amounts of money, that's what they want. It's not really about them not wanting to do anything. It's just, I want her to be in control of everything she does. Like I have control of the things that I have. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, because you can't control it's a lot of self-consciousness going on that men don't talk about. We're self-conscious too. You know what I'm saying? We think about other niggas too. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to dealing with our wives or whatever. And if we put them if they're in a position where they can be vulnerable, not necessarily saying that they are going to be, it's going to become a thing, right? And so that's the main thing. Men don't want women to be in spaces where they can be taken advantage of.
And that's so crazy because you could be taken advantage of in public.
Especially if you're like this big figure and this dude got a hold of your wife because your wife is with that dude for the majority of her time compared to...
But what about you? Like, if you're running whatever you're doing and you're making this significant amount of money, you don't think your wife would have the same concern? Like, while I'm sitting at home cooking and cleaning, you're just...
That's a great point because...
With all these boss females, like, oh my God.
It's a great point because, we've been programmed to believe that if we take care of everything, everything's going to be okay. And that's just not...
That's not realistic.
Right, you know what I'm saying? We don't figure that out until we actually get older. We're not taught this in school, so we're taught this while we're actually living it. While we're like in our like mid-20s, is that we understand that money does not take care of everything. You have to do way more than that. And that's frightening because especially in this bravado age, this ego age where
it's a false sense of control.
Right. So it's like, we don't want to be taken advantage of. We don't want to be looked at as, okay, this nigga done took my girl. People are dying about this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? People are getting killed around this kind of stuff. So it's a big deal. Ego holds us back. It drives us, but it also holds us back at the same time. And that's, we don't look at that. Like I said, it's an internal thing. So what do we have to do? my choices, like I just told you, these are my decisions and I'm gonna stick by that. But I have to also understand the consequences of that. Like I won't be able to date a kind of person who is under somebody else, even though I'm making a significant amount of money because of my insecurities in that particular position. You know what I'm saying? Because if it does happen, let's
That's
say
very self-aware. It's very
no, I
self-aware.
mean you have to be. If you don't start there, how will you end up? You know what I'm saying? How you end up? This is how niggas be beating on their girls. Like that's just real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people just snap for some reason and it just. I know I wouldn't be able to handle it. Because if I had that much money and I'm spending this on you, then you end up in a vulnerable position and then you do this. Lord knows, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't put my entire life into you, poured my life into you, and then you did this. I don't know what I would do. Not just being real. So it's
I feel y'all. I mean, I think when it comes to like the traditionalness of it, it's becoming dated, right? So I look at it as I want you to feel like your contributions to this family, this relationship matter just as much as my contributions, right? So it comes down to like if she does work like a high paying job, cool. If she wants to work a low paying job, if that fulfills you, then by all means, I just want to make sure you're good. Always do it within a way where you're good. I don't want you overextending yourself and trying to do all this extra stuff because there's no need for you to be stressed out if we're both working or if we're both, I want to be in a position where I can take care of it. But I think a lot of times, kind of even going back to what you were talking about, where there's just a lot of dudes who don't have friends in general, I kind of point towards social media for this. And I feel like social media was meant to connect us, but I think it's disconnecting us more than connecting us because it's causing people to stop going outside, stop going to, like in the past, you would go to the mall, you would get numbers, you would talk to girls, like you would go out. Like you as a kid, you would want to be out.
Right.
Now as a kid, you want to be in. And you're just talking about, old girl, DM me on Twitter or on Instagram or, whatever they're using right now or Snapchat or something like that. Like people don't go out. The movies are dying because people don't go to the movies. I remember when movie dates were such a big deal.
I think people aren't going to the movies because it's so expensive.
I mean, there's that too, but like you can go to the movies for cheap still. There's still a $10 movie ticket.
But are there good movies out?
Yes. There's always something to watch. My thing is...
No, she's right though, because
Because I feel like there's probably one good movie a quarter now.
So when you would go to see those movies as a kid, at least me, I wasn't going because I cared about the movie. I was going because I was going to go see the girl that I was going to see.
But we were all going to see Paranormal Activity. We were all going to see The Scream. We were all going to see Final Destination. Like it was banger after banger after banger.
You were not there for that. Those movies aren't, in hindsight, those movies aren't that good.
No, they're not good, but we was going to go.
But it was like the group of friends. It's Halloween.
But they still have those movies though.
Beyonce's movie.
They still have those kind of
movies. It's not the same like it was back then. Social media done ruined it. Obviously with me, I'd be like, what Rotten Tomatoes do with that movie?
Okay, but you're an adult. Like, I'm talking about like from a teenage to a young adult age, right? Like, are you really as a young adult looking like, oh man, this movie made a 35
we didn't do that. We didn't do that when we was kids.
You just went.
But I think people now are like, it has, let's see the first week.
Because of the internet,
it's not good.
Now it's changed everything. Like reviews changed everything.
Yeah, but like I said, like I think social media is disconnecting us.
Yeah.
It's causing us to not be social.
True.
Like we think we're being social, but I think bots are so prevalent on social media now that
people
you can't even interact.
Yeah.
I've been doing an experiment of like trying to work through Twitter and just learn how to comment and have conversations with people. Only people who comment on my stuff are bots.
Yeah.
It's just negative comment
Twitter
after negative comment. So it's like Twitter's not a good spot. TikTok, you'll probably get a little more. You'll get a little bit more of an authentic thing. Blue Sky, I haven't really been on Blue Sky as much, but I feel like Blue Sky is, I don't know.
I love Threads.
I'm not a fan of Threads.
I love Threads.
It feels kind of like it was trying to be like Twitter to me.
Threads got a lot better.
But Threads, like Atlanta Threads, like I love Atlanta Threads.
It just feels like the social aspect is hard. That's why you have all these people throwing events where it's like, come meet people, come make friends in Atlanta, come make friends here. You didn't have that before, but now everything is a hustle, and now you got to go like either it's free or you got to pay like $5 to get in, and you get drink and all this other stuff. It's just killing the vibe of people trying to connect genuinely. I think that's a big part of why relationships and people aren't dating. It's just people don't know how to connect genuinely anymore. It's just so, like I said, instant gratification.
And when you try to connect with people, I feel like there's that, like, what do you want? Like, what are you trying to get from me? Or what are you asking for? Because it's always like you're waiting for the ask.
Mm-hmm. You waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah, like, okay, you're too nice. What are you about to ask me for? Like, what business do you want me to support? What event do you want me to pay to come to?
I get that, but I also feel like that's one of the misconceptions that a lot of people deal with, especially men. a lot of men will look at a woman and say, do I approach her, or is she just going to be like, is it going to mean anything, or is that other shoe going to drop and she's going to say, get out of my face? So it's always, like you said, we're self-conscious. We're self-conscious like y'all. We're not some dudes will put on a more of a confident face, which is great, but a lot of dudes will not. A lot of dudes are thinking like, okay, if I go talk to this girl, what is the outcome going to be? Is she going to like basically spit in my face verbally, or am I going to come out of this with something? And that might be the reason why some dudes turn bad when it goes south. Most of the videos I've seen where it happens, they're drunk. Like a lot of dudes be like under the influence. I mean, there's some dudes who'll do it sober, and that them niggas need to be kept far away from anything.
They need to be locked away.
It's just, I think a lot of people just don't have, like I said, the rejection, the waiting for the other shoe to drop, that expectation of, I'm gonna go talk to this girl and it's not gonna work. A lot of stuff that we did in school that really is supposed to build that character is slowly dying, right? So,
but do you think it's dying, or we're just realizing it because now that we're adults? Because I feel like I think it's Rocksteady is having like their speed dating, and I've been seeing speed dating going around a lot more, and the matchmakers, that's been around for years.
It has, but I think speed dating died for a little while because I swear I didn't see as many speed dating events as I do nowadays, right? Because we always make jokes about going, like, and we should go.
We should go. We should go before the next episode and then report back how it was. I have like 4 friends that want to go. My cousin went. He told me it was very interesting. He was like, yeah, I need to drink. He was like, I need to have like a couple shots before I go.
Some people need a little bit of liquid courage, but
like,
I said I want to go. I want to be a completely different person. I'm going to throw on a British accent and everything.
See, I'm not doing all that. See, that's what I'm saying. I
want to have fun.
That's so inauthentic.
I want to have fun while I'm doing it, right? The whole point is speed dating. You have to get to know a person in, 60 seconds? Maybe 2 minutes?
I've never been. I have no idea.
Right. So, like, you get, like, maybe 1, 2, 3 minutes to get to know somebody.
So, what would you ask a male... a person, because you might have females you might be speed dating with.
I have female friends, but I'm not into girls, so this would be a strictly
what would they
male.
put you in there with?
I would have to politely decline. Like, I think women are beautiful, and I love that for them, and I love who loves women, but I'm just not one of those. I wouldn't want a female as a partner.
Okay.
Couldn't imagine coming home after a long day to a female.
All right, so if you're approached by a man sits in that chair for 60 seconds, what would be the first questions you would ask him?
So this is like rapid fire, because you know how my questions are.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, do you want to be married? Well, how old are you?
I don't know. She might scare somebody.
Where are you based? Do you want kids? Do you want a wife? Do you want to be married? And are you open to like only monogamy? Because I think those are the big things. And for me, if you're trying to seriously date, and then do you have children? Those would all be factors to determine whether we're just gonna, be cool or seriously date with intention.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you, what do you think about her questions before I tell you about what I think about her questions?
If you're throwing these at me rapid fire, the marriage and everything would kind of throw me off. I mean, I get you. Like,
I'm saying like long term, not in like.
I get you.
Yeah, but I don't think I would be like marry me tomorrow.
When it comes to speed dating, my thoughts would be, what do I need to know about you right now to make an informed decision about if I want to keep talking to you? And what I would want to know about you right now is, like you said, what do you do?
How old are you?
How old are you? Do you have kids? I would ask like just general questions that would give me an idea of what type of person you are. What do you do on your free time? What hobbies do you have? How long you been in the city? Are you from here? Where are you from? Just lower your guard.
Do you want children though?
Me? Mm-hmm. I mean, I think so, but
you're open if they don't.
Yeah.
Do you want to be married?
I would think so. I mean, yeah.
So you're very like flexible. So I think if somebody was like, I never want to be married, I never want to have children.
She has her list.
That would kind of be
You're
like...
You're coming into it with your list already, right?
But I'm on the fence. But like if somebody has children, I would only want to be with them if I could have my own, because I'm not raising somebody else's kids and I don't have kids. I would just rather not have kids.
The way I look at it.
So I think that's why it's like...
In the past, I was like, yeah, I want kids. Yeah, I want to be married. In the past. But as I've gotten older, I feel like my mindset has shifted. My frontal cortex had developed.
So you're open either way.
So it's like, I have the opportunity to really think, like, is marriage really my end goal? Is children really my end goal? I would like to have them. I would like to be married, but is it a must-have? No. But also, I wouldn't want to date somebody who's just like straight up like, nah, I don't want to be married.
So that's why I
Because
said to ask. Because then
be,
if they're like, absolutely not,
it would be like, what
bitches
is
ain't
so
shit.
then that lets you know.
I'm like, okay.
I think her questions make sense though.
No,
I mean,
I think your
I think
questions
it makes
are
sense
great.
because you would filter out like, oh, if he says no, then yeah, he's just trying to fuck.
My whole thing was there was one factor that I think would be part of that questionnaire that if other women were there, they'd probably definitely ask is, what's your job? How much do you make? You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't ask how much do you make because for
I was
one,
about to say, she
people
didn't ask that,
lie.
right?
No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said.
People
That's
lie.
why I said her questions were good. I'm just saying I think
Yeah,
that
people
would be.
lie.
You know what I'm gonna say? Enough.
And for two, I feel like that's very disrespectful and is very intrusive. Because what if you took a pay cut? What if you have something personally going on and you took a sabbatical? What if you take care of your mom? Or what if you do this?
There's a number of factors.
And I also don't think that money equates. Now, if you told me that you flip burgers at McDonald's, that might be an issue.
That's definitely an issue.
So,
let's be 100. That's absolutely an issue.
Well, then that's why
But
you
I don't
just
know because
say,
you might be like an undercover bosses, and that might be something you try. I don't know.
That's rare though. Come on,
I don't look. I don't
Bro,
know.
if I was on a speed date and I'm an undercover boss, I ain't gonna be like, yeah, I'll flip burgers.
But-
Listen, but I have friends that lie about what they do
I'd
because
be like, I'm a franchise owner.
But I know people that lie about what they do because they feel like people come at them with their hand out, like, oh, you're a meal ticket. So they will straight up lie to you. They'll tell you like, oh, I do this, and that's not even close to what they do.
And that's why I asked that question was because that's when I go out and I might meet somebody. That is one of the first questions they ask is, "What do you do? How much do you make?" And that's always been the case.
You never asked me how much I
you make
make.
is crazy.
Who? Why would I? Who?
Exactly. Why would you ask me that?
I would never ask.
Because that's
a
like
woman how much you
I
make.
mean, shit, you gonna
I
ask me
don't-
that?
I
I
don't
might as well.
care.
How many bodies you got?
First of all, why even your I don't know how much any of my friends make. I feel like that's like unless you're about to pay my bills, like why are you asking any? That is rude.
That is
That is
a
intrusive.
very common question.
It's
That
a
is
very- it's a
seen.
very
You are
intrusive
talking to some
question.
very broke people, and you can tell them I said so. That is
And
disrespectful.
I think
They are broke.
that question is
You'd be
another.
surprised how
this
many-
goes back into that dating thing, right?
That's a poor
lot of people-
mindset.
but
They're trying to level up.
You got to look at
A lot of people
we
are scared of
we
that.
are African Americans. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
None of my African American don't put that on us. None of my African American friends have ever asked me
I feel like
ever.
So look,
what?
I feel like you are in a group of
You have a
people
group of
who
good
are
friends,
affluent,
like, yeah.
very
Even my
decent.
ghetto friends don't ask me.
They already know what you got going on. They ain't gotta ask you.
What? No,
They
no,
can
no.
tell. I'm
They
sure.
can tell. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference.
Actually, you carry yourself differently.
Yeah.
Right?
But
So-
I will say, one of my friends, we're not friends anymore. We ended our friendship, but she had a petty moment and she was asking me a question about a trip and I was like, I don't know, because I had just moved at the time and my rent doubled. I bought a new car payment doubled. So I was like, I don't know, like give me a second. And she was getting smart and I was like, girl, my rent is like $3,000. Like give me a second and I will get to you. And she was like, you don't even make enough for that. And I was like, what?
Exactly.
And then she was like, well, I didn't know that you made that much more than me. And I was like, does it matter? And then that's when I kind of started to notice our friendship like go left, but never in my life. And I don't care what you make. That doesn't move the needle with our friendship. So like for me, you asking how much I make, like when I tell you I would never speak to you again, unless you were trying to get into my field and you were like, okay, Ash, like I'm really interested in what you do, ballpark, if I was on this side of the business or this side, what does that look like? Versus what do you make? I don't know what the majority of the people in my industry make. That is a very
for
poor question.
For the average nigga in Atlanta, that is the barrier to entry
What?
for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Women are just asking you, what do you make?
Yeah.
Unless
Do you
you
ask
just,
them?
Unless you're just picking somebody
No,
up on
no,
some like.
No,
Do you answer them truthfully?
I do.
Why?
Well, I'm not worried about. I mean, if you hear from my money, it's already over with. So I'll tell you, like we can get it over with.
So once they ask you, what do you make? And you tell them. So let's say they ask you, like, what do you make? And you're like, I make $50K. Then what?
So I mean, it's up to them. I mean, at that point, it's
What
like,
is the response after this? Because I've never heard of this.
who, for me?
Yeah. How does this exchange go? What do you make? You tell them. Now what?
I don't tell them like straight up. Oh, this is how much like verbatim. I'll be like, this is what I do. I tell them what I do. I don't tell them how much I make.
So you've never thrown like I make $50K or $100K.
No. So this is how I do it. I say I work. I'm not gonna put my y'all should not know where I work at. This is where I work. This is where I work.
This is what I do.
And
Like,
she's
comment,
like,
and subscribe.
They're like, oh really? How much do you make? Let's say I make $500,000. What would you say? So at that point, I actually question them about how they feel about certain salary ranges, right? And so that's where I get the.
He trying to flip it.
But hold on a second, because I just had, and this kind of this goes into dating. People do not understand the concept of money.
No.
So when people ask these questions, I had a really annoying conversation with a young lady last weekend, and she got smart and said, "I feel broke if I don't make $1 million a year." And I said, well, why would you feel broke? I said, the average person does not make even half of that. So why would you say you feel broke? I'm like, the internet has us all just confused about what money is. So I was like, let's go back. How much do you make a year? She said 6 figures. I said, okay, so I'm not going to pocket watch. Let's say you make $120,000 a year. She said, no, I make 6 figures. I said, oh, okay, $120,000 a year. No, I make 6 figures. So I'm looking around because I'm like, maybe I'm tripping. Like 120,000. That's 6 figures. Like, what are you missing? Then I asked her, I said, okay, so you make $120,000 a year, basic math, pre-tax, that's 10 grand a month, easy. What's your cost of living? I don't know. Girl, what? Yeah. So what is the purpose of throwing these insane numbers out? What is the purpose of throwing these insane, you need to make this, and you don't even know what that is? So to say like, you don't know what 6 figures is, you don't know what 120 is broken down into, so now you're asking someone what they make and you don't even know what that looks like, that's crazy. I would be telling people I make $20,000 a year. Are you going to be with me? I haven't had access to my trust yet. Like, what? Then she told me she lived off 10% of her income for the year. I said, you lived off 10% of your income and you make 6 figures, so even if it's 120,000, let's just say, or 100,000, you lived off $10,000 for the year and you don't even know your living expenses. Shut up.
She tried it.
People just regurgitate things that they've heard on the internet. So my question for these young ladies, realistically, would be, how much do you make a year and when are you going to double it?
They don't care about that. They're just trying to fish for the next person that'll pay for everything that they got going.
That's sick.
Because then they're going to hit you with that test. Oh yeah, I would hang out.
But I think I told you about this.
I gotta pay for this.
I think either you sent something to us or I sent something to you. It was about third places, and people don't do that because I think I talked about it before here. I wanted to go to a library. I want to start going and joining book clubs and joining.
Did you get your library card?
No, I need to do. I've been busy.
Did you get your library card?
We've been working every weekend.
I didn't say I was going to the library.
Okay, I got mine. Make sure you get yours. Weekend,
but I do got to get one.
I tell the homies to say, yo, you should go to a museum. You know what I'm saying? You should go to a little gallery event or something like that if you want to meet women. I feel like these kind of spaces, these creative spaces or spaces of intelligence where people are trying to gain knowledge.
Piedmont Park? There were some baddies when I was walking with my friend. They're so pretty.
I don't know about Piedmont.
I agree with him. I don't know about Piedmont.
Why?
But Piedmont too public. You feel me?
Really?
It's a lot of shit out there. But
I haven't seen anything. I've been having a time just walking around.
But yeah, I feel like these places particularly are better because people, because I think men in Atlanta, because this is the Bridge ATL, we kind of look at bars, lounges, clubs as places of like interest.
My husband is not in the lounge.
Exactly. So, and that's why I'm trying to, we kind of go into the wrong places, but honestly, it's hard to find places specifically.
So where do you go?
I just said it.
If you're trying to find like a cute girl, you're going to go to an art gallery. Like it's a Thursday night. You want to see who you can run into. Where are you going to go?
But I could go to the Battery. I can go to...
the Battery's a vibe.
You can go to any club. Like I said, like if I'm looking for a cute girl, you can go anywhere. Atlanta has a lot of great...
There's something going on every night.
You know what I'm saying?
Where do you go if you're fishing?
I would want to go to a more elevated place. I don't really like clubs. I'm not a big fan of lounges. I'd want to go. I don't even know where I'd go.
I like to go to bar. I like to go to bar. I like to go to a little bar.
I would want to go somewhere that's chill, right? Like, because I want to have a conversation. You can't really have a conversation.
So what's your go-to chill place?
I don't really have one.
There aren't go-to chill places.
Yes, there are. I have so many go-to chill places.
Name them.
CNS. In Brookhaven, CNS.
And how much I got to spend to be in CNS?
No, I go in there. They're half price dozen oysters. I like the one in Sandy Springs.
What is CNS? What is it?
How much is that?
It's just like an oyster and seafood restaurant. There's one in Sandy Springs, one in Brookhaven. They have half off their oysters. Happy hour is great. Good vibes. Always elevated people.
What day?
I think it's Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday.
And when's happy hour? Like 5 o'clock?
4 to 7.
Oh, 4 to 7?
Yeah, Select has good ones. I'm in that Sandy Springs, Roswell area, so a lot of my stuff is over there. But I've been coming to Cumberland.
Around you. I mean, that's still kind of around, you know.
But I also think it's being intentional
I'm
about
on the south side. All I got is clubs and goddamn bars.
But I would say be intentional about like the caliber of the person that you want and then where you're going.
That's true.
So like if you want a woman that's gonna ask you how much you make, it might be the South Side or it might be Bankhead. But if you want somebody that, you know, might ask you how much you make in a nicer way, that might be Buckhead. If you want somebody that's not going to ask you anything and just mind their business, that's probably Sandy Springs, Roswell, Alpharetta. Like,
I don't think
it's about the chill. It's about the vibes matching. Like,
but there's so many vibes. Like Marietta has a bunch of stuff popping up. I think you just have to look. Like there's so many art galleries. There's so many like summer shopping where they have like all the tents and like the buy this food trucks. There's so much stuff. I would challenge you to get out of your comfort zone and maybe go somewhere else. Cause even for networking, like I don't even go for dating, but I have like my little circuit. I know the bartenders, the managers, whatever, and you're able to eat and have good vibes. But the caliber of people that you meet for networking is just even great. Mm-hmm. Like you'd be surprised who, especially with both of your passions and interests, you'd be surprised the people that could connect you just off of being at the right place at the right time. And like, what do you do? Oh, you know, this is what I'm into. Oh, you know, I get
what you mean. And I've always said, like, I do want to, just finding the time really, but I do want to get out and like go to bars or sit somewhere at like a restaurant or something just to get to know the people there.
Take your laptop and work. I work from different places. That's how I found that good pizza shop. I think it's called Mr. O's. The pizza is fire and they do half off their wine bottles. Go support that man.
Yeah, I can't really do that. Like I said, I'm on the south side. So if I take my laptop anywhere, it's going to be about a 30 to 45 minute drive to get anywhere worth a damn.
But go. And then you could work for half the day and then on your lunch break, drive back home. Super Jenny in Buckhead has a really cute, like I think they're inside of a library. Or like whatever building they're in is very pretty and there's a bunch of books. Glass, super cute. I think I would challenge you to work outside of your home office and then maybe you'd have that experience where you can bump into somebody or see somebody. It doesn't always have to be the bar.
I get you.
You're not doing it.
I can't really do that. Not with my job, no.
No.
I'm a developer, so you know
I don't know what that means.
Need like web development. I need my screens. I need my.
So you need multiple screens.
I need my setup.
Okay.
It's not easy to work with one screen. Like if I could just do emails, like if I'm just like fielding emails and calls, yeah, I could probably just go chill at a library or a coffee shop or something. I can't really do that. I would have to get a whole setup, like a 3-screen setup that I can bring with me.
I just have my laptop and my iPad.
So my thing,
calling me every 5 minutes, like, hey, what's going on with this? Like,
yeah. Realistically, I'm more so trying to build up everything right now, so I can't really invest time with another woman. I'd be lying, you know what I'm saying, if I did do that. She would not be first priority, and I wouldn't blame them. You know what I'm saying, I'm in my mid-30s, so I'm pretty sure a lot of the women I would meet with would probably be in their 30s or probably late 20s, and they would probably want somebody that's with them all the time or paying attention to them, focusing on them heavily, and it just wouldn't be realistic. I know I did that when I was in my younger 20s, where I could not have to put you on priority. Like we could just kick it, you know what I'm saying? But as you get older, there's a certain understanding. I know most women will look at my age and assume that I'm ready to just settle down with them. And
I think you'd be surprised. Like a lot of my mid-30s friends, because I'm normally the baby in the group, they don't want that. Like they like their life and they just want a little razzle dazzle.
I mean, I got my razzle dazzle.
But I mean, like a boyfriend.
We gonna have a razzle dazzle.
But they don't want to be up under you all the time. Like I have a life, you have a life. Like a lot of women don't even want kids anymore because it's a lot. So it's like let's get to know each other, let's chill, date. But I don't want you to call me 975 times a day.
Like I said, realistically, I'm self-conscious. I know that the more I spend away from you, the less your mind is off of me. And so I can't blame you for looking elsewhere because I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I'm with you,
crazy.
I need to be with you
the
at
door
all points.
Opens.
Yeah.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
I have to make sure.
I get it, but that's
because you're gonna have women are gonna have thoughts. They're gonna have wants, and they know. Oh well, he's working. He is working. You know what I'm saying? I get it. He is working, but at the same time, there is a need for me that she would want. And
so you're not actively dating right now.
And I wouldn't be. I'm not. I can't truly look for somebody. I wish I could, because what I would be asking for is a Goldilocks situation where she would completely understand what I got going and would know from my heart what I would want to do, but that's wishful thinking. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. Like we gotta, she has to have her thoughts and her questions and wonder, is he skipping out on me too? You know what I'm saying? Like she's gonna have her little, everybody's gonna have their little thing, whatever. And so, with the work that I'm doing and the stuff that I'm doing, it's like I can't blame her for, having these thoughts or whatever. I've seen it. Like I said, I've worked with women who've had men who are in the same situation I'm in, and they would look towards me to fulfill that need that their husband is not, or their significant other is not doing. And I've always thought about that, like because we talk about cheating, we talk about dating, but when it comes to cheating, we gotta understand where it comes from. Because men, we always say, hey, we cheat because, it's just a thing. It's just something that we do. Let's be real.
All cheating is a lack.
When a person cheats, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who it is. Like you neglected what you got going. It is what it is. But at the same time, you know why you did that. I can't, I can't speak for everybody.
No one is 100% happy in cheating. That's just not realistic.
Right, exactly.
If you are 100% fulfilled, you would have no need to seek out anything else. So anybody that says I was happily married and I don't know what happened, they just cheated, you're full of shit. Like, look in the mirror. That's not realistic. You might be happy.
Yeah.
You might be la 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 in bliss. But to your point, there's always something lacking.
Yeah.
If someone is stepping out.
Right.
That's just not real. Are you actively dating?
No. I'm in the same place.
No.
I know me, right? And that's the big point before you start dating somebody is knowing yourself. I know me and I know where my mind is mentally. I can't even think of adding a person into that. I'm not gonna, like he said, I'm not gonna be able to give you the attention that you want or be there where, every time you need me because I have so many other things I'm trying to do or I have to do, right? Between work, between my life, between my family. I just can't realistically say, you get this amount of my time and I'm going to have to sacrifice something. And right now I don't want to. I want to get to a certain place in life before I can seriously date,
That's real.
And like I said, I'm selfish, like for real. Like I'm very, low-key needy, depending on what it is. I'll just be real. And that's not fair to whoever I'll be with. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just be 100. Like I can't hold you to a certain standard. And I know for a fact, like I'd be asking for so much. It's not even funny. You know what I'm saying? But
at least you know yourself.
But I will say I'm not lonely.
Because I ain't got time to be doing all the extra. A lot of niggas do. I don't know how the fuck y'all do it. Like I can't do all the cap stuff. Like I ain't about to be like, yeah, we can be together. And then, you know what I'm saying, I gotta play this facade of, okay, whoop whoop. Oh, I'm gonna be over there tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to do this. I can't do the line. I'm too old for that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how
I can't come, I'm busy.
Fuck nah. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. So
I think people do it because it's fun.
It is. I think people enjoy the cat
Remember we talked about how toxic
chase.
sometimes it can be fun. I think people just find it fun.
They're like, let me see her crash out. I'm on the way, babe.
That's
Just kidding,
crazy.
fell
Like,
asleep.
How far can I make you spiral and then I can come right back?
For sure.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shout out to the dudes who keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. If you really want to date in a real way, but I think like I said, I told I said this is crazy. I'm gonna say it on here just because I feel like whatever. I feel like in the future, marriage is not gonna be for everybody. It's gonna be for
It's never been for everybody.
It's gonna be for people who I feel like people who are not able to find companionship easy, they will marry quicker than people who are.
But don't you think that's always been it? That's why the divorce rate is so high? Or they just stay and suffer?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, mainly, the more harsher way to say it is, I feel like less attractive people will probably marry more in the future than more attractive people are. Like I feel like people who are very attractive will just not marry in the future.
They're going to value themselves too much.
Yeah. And so less attractive people will just marry just because, hey, we don't have a lot of options like these other people do, so let's just.
I think people don't feel the need to anymore. Like before, I think it was like you have to check these boxes. Like you go to school, you graduate, you go to college, you meet a good man or a good woman, you get together, you get married, you get the good job, you have the kids, you have the car, you have the white picket fence, you have the dog, and you're good. And I think now we know that that's bullshit and it's not realistic and that's okay. So I think people just feel more comfortable now saying no. You have Tracee Ellis Ross, who was very upset when Oprah, queen of single, like she's been leading Stedman along for years, named Tracee Ellis Ross the poster child of a single woman.
When she did that?
Like recently, and Tracee was very upset, as she should be, because first of all, you're shady, Oprah. Like, let's not act like we don't know what you got going on. However, To say that about Tracy, I think is just such a slap in the face
grimy.
because Tracy, I think, has just openly said, like, I would love this, but I just haven't found it yet. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially coming from Oprah. Like, is Stedman not checking your boxes? Like, why haven't you married him if you have everything that you're saying?
I tell you, Stedman's just like me. We can do the same thing. Like
Stedman is her beard. She is over there messing with Kell.
Chilling.
No.
Oh my.
No. And then to throw Tracy under the bus is wild. I don't even look at Tracy Ellis Ross like that. Like, I feel like the majority of women now know their worth and they know we do not have to be our parents or grandparents and settle because we got pregnant or because we've been with this person so long it's the right thing to do. Because then you're stuck. You're getting married for the wrong reasons. Then you're stuck in a loveless marriage. So then somebody ends up cheating and then you end up divorced or waiting for the other person to die. So either way, you're miserable. Miserable. Why would I sign up for that? Like, I would just rather be rich, travel, and enjoy my life. Because look at Ashanti. Like, now she gave up her lovely life to try to check these boxes off and have this baby by this man who I'm convinced is focused. His sole purpose is to get back at her for leaving him after he cheated. Because the way he embarrasses this woman.
How you embarrass her?
He looked, I don't watch their show, but I saw the little previews. He looked her in her face and said, I will not move to New York with you, where you have your family unit and your mom and everybody that can help. I told you I wasn't changing any diapers ever. I'm not waking up to feed the baby, and I'm not helping you. When he can talk and walk, then I'll help you. So first of all, sir, you don't want to be a father. So Ashanti traded in her lovely single life on the beaches, a keying in the sand. I always saw her in some feathers and, body out to being a single mom with a man. That's crazy. Just to say that you did it. She need to take that baby and go to New York with her mama. That is crazy. But if you saw how he was with his children, it's not really that surprising. But she was so focused on having this, what she thought was a family unit. Now she's a single mom.
Everybody falls into the
single mom with a man.
Illusion of wanting to have a family. I mean, everybody wants it. They strive for it. So this is her that was her valiant effort of trying to have a family.
And now she looks stupid.
We all take risks. You know what I'm saying?
So I'd rather be Tracy. I'd rather be Tracy than out here stupid and embarrassed and looking a fool.
And honestly, Tracy wouldn't be Tracy if she didn't. You ain't got to tell everybody you're single, man. You just be doing your thing.
I don't think she tells everybody she's single.
She kind of be out there.
Does.
Does she?
Hell yeah. She be
I've never seen her talk about being single.
She talks about
all the time.
Yeah.
Does she?
She recently talked about it, and that blew her up. I think.
Even more.
Yeah.
So my question is, does she talk about it, or is that the only thing that she's asked? Because I've seen her being asked that numerous times. I never see her just getting up saying.
I think she was on a podcast that she talked.
So
about.
But
they asked her.
So with Tracy Ellis, the thing with her is, she's obviously like in her 50s, but she has a great body, right? Like,
body, skin, hair. Tracy is T.
Men know. We be like,
she's
hey,
that girl.
You see that Tracy pose? You know what I'm saying? Like,
she's fire.
We doing that. So it's like, okay, she like 50. Dang, she 50. Oh yeah, she's single too. Oh, for real? How do we know she's single? Because she talks about it. Like,
but I don't think she talks about it. So I would challenge you to go back and look at those and see if she brought it up. Like, was she just like, oh yeah, guys, I'm single, la 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 la, or did they ask her, oh yeah, Tracy, what is it like being 50 and single? Because that's what I feel like it is. I don't think it's her. I
think if I don't want people to know about my relationship status, I'll be like, yeah, I'm seeing somebody. I'm not even going to be like, I ain't going to do all the extra. I'm just like, yeah, I'm seeing somebody.
But then I think that brings up more.
It ain't gonna bring
like,
up
why did you lie? Who? Tell us about it.
How you going to know if I'm single or not? Like, what are you going to do?
You know who nobody ever asks or talks about? Maya. She's been married to herself for years.
Maya's blackballed. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
no.
Yeah, she's blackballed.
But she definitely married herself in a wedding dress, and she's been married to herself for, I think, over 10 years. That's crazy.
I did not know that. But yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, she doesn't get that much press because she's, actively blackballed.
But isn't Vivica Fox single?
Yeah.
Isn't Angela Bassett single?
But Vivica Fox, we ain't looking for her. Angela Bassett is not single. And she with Buddy. She's been married for like 10 years. What's her name? And look at
who?
Angela Bassett.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm trying to think of baddies that are over.
Angela Sterling?
Who? Sterling? Oh, yeah, I think her husband's name is Sterling. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of baddies over a certain age that are single.
Tracy Ellis Ross brought it up in the last.
Yeah, Courtney B. Vance, my bad.
Was in April. And on Vibe, she brought it up. Like,
did she bring it up in retaliation to the Oprah thing, or she just?
No, she just talked about it. She was
single for a long time.
She talked about how she prefers dating younger men and how she's happy being single and child free and all that. She's very outspoken
Adamant about being single. Yeah,
her place of being single, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just society will tell you it is, but there's going to be more of that as we go because, like you said, people are going to realize they don't have to settle.
I think in 10 years, this isn't going to be a thing. A woman's worth will not be equated to a man.
I think it will always be a thing.
So.
Unfortunately,
as long as men are at the top of everything,
it will always be.
Yeah.
It will always be.
I don't think because less people are getting married, less babies are being made. So I feel like it's not going to be
that
as
stuff
prevalent.
is still going to happen, but the conversation is still going to be men think women should do X, Y, Z. It's going to always. That's not going to change. I think since the dawn of time, it's been like that. Look at like the biblical days and all that. Like
you don't think as more men get comfortable being single and they're comfortable
men are going to constantly complain about being single because men are going to think that women.
They're going to start legalizing prostitution.
Yeah,
it is legal.
Only in certain places. Yeah,
like it's going to be a point where it's okay. Shit, if I can't get with you on a social level, let me pay for it. How much?
I mean, the passport bros. I heard Cartagena cracked down, so gotta find somewhere else to go.
And they're making more places to go. I mean, that's just like I said, the social construct of how things are going today because of social media. Everything, the future is leading up into how we move on a daily basis as human beings. And so we just got to get ready and adapt to it. Like I said, my thing is, I think personally it's important to be just emotionally intelligent and just, thinking logically within yourself and what you got to do yourself in order to find your partner. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've talked to this with many homeboys. Your partner might not be anywhere in your vicinity whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? That's just real shit.
They could be across the world.
So what I tell the homies is say, listen, get as much money as you can so you can actually explore more options because the only way you can really explore more options is if you have the finances to do it. Unfortunately, niggas will take that. Oh, I gotta have money. No, you can't go anywhere. You can't spend any money.
But is that not just working on yourself until the right person?
Exactly. Yeah. It's the exact same thing, right? Because when you work on yourself and you work on what you want to do, you'll eventually get more money. You'll get more money. You'll be more mature financially and emotionally, whatever. Well, not necessarily maybe emotionally because you still need to be social and know how to talk to women, right? And so that's another thing. So it's a lot of factors, man. I mean, I've been thinking about this shit for a long time. Like I said, I'm one of the youngest on my dad's side. I looked at all my cousins and how they moved. All my homies was older than me. I looked at everything before I even got into the field. You know what I'm saying? It was like, Kell, you ain't gonna do this yet? Nah, nigga, I'm looking at y'all. Shit, buddy got a kid over here, nigga. He tripping. Like, I'm a chill. You feel me? So, and that's how I learned everything. And so, a lot of niggas jump into it and then they get into it early and they're not able to really, because once you have a kid, you can't really learn it anymore. I mean, some people can, but a lot of people can't. There's a lot of chaos that comes with that. Crazy baby mamas and all that. And that's really one of my main fears is just have a insane baby mama. Yo, I can't even.
Well, don't pick up the red flags as you're going like it's Mario Kart.
But
nobody just turns crazy.
In this era where, like I said, social media and everything, it is hard to navigate. You know what I'm saying? In general, both for men and women, is just, this is a whole different era. I try to tell everybody, this is not easy. You won't, there's no guidebook for none of this shit because nobody knows. We're all learning. Yeah. We talked about it on AI. There is no safety net for AI going crazy right now. There's no safety net for really anything when it comes to this technology stuff. You look at crypto, people are getting robbed every day because there's no safety net. Even the SEC is not
getting robbed because they're stupid.
That too.
There's no safety net for stupidity, though.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no such thing as quick money. There's no such thing as getting rich overnight. It's just not. It's not a thing.
But I will say because I want to talk to women who I see on TikTok a lot talking about men and saying men aren't anything. Look, I get it. Like we let's be 100. We horny. Like we just want to clap. Like that's in our blood. That is in our DNA. That will always be from the end of time. Like that's just real shit. Like
that is a terrible excuse.
But it's real.
But you don't think women are? You don't think women are?
It's not an excuse.
But it is because you don't think women feel the same thing.
He's not excusing their behavior.
I'm just saying, like that's the basis of most men. I'm not even gonna say every man.
So if you see it, don't disregard it.
Yeah. If you see
a lot of women disregard the flags.
So if the nigga touch your, if he come around, he touch your knee, you know what I'm saying, on some shit, you just met this man, and you like, oh, why does this nigga touch my knee? And you just gonna let that shit ride? Okay, now you gonna ask yourself, why was this nigga trying to hit me?
Don't disregard.
You know why? I mean, he showed you off the rip. You know what I'm saying? So don't give no niggas no pass on nothing that you think is whatever. You know what I'm saying? I want you to address that immediately and try to figure it out as soon as possible.
Within reason.
You know what I mean? Like,
within reason.
What do you mean?
Because sometimes they can make a mountain out of a
that's true. But do it. Know how to operate in which, hey, I don't like to be touched. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Or something like that. You know what I mean?
I'm not talking about when the horny thing. I'm just talking about in general. Like sometimes I don't know if you've ever had it happen, but like
I've seen people freaking out over nothing.
A girl can freak out. Like a girl might think you were cheating. I had an ex once.
Oh, was cheating?
My phone died for like 15 minutes, and she
Did
thought
you
I was
cheat
cheating.
before?
Huh? No, I've never cheated in my entire life. I've never cheated in my entire life. I think it's pointless. You just break up and get with the person and do what you want to do with the next person. Like, if I want to cheat, I'm gonna just go be with that person.
But yeah, all men ain't. I get it, understand it. Let's just be honest on both sides, right? Like I can see where y'all complaints about men is valid, but let's be honest about y'all. Our complaints about y'all is also valid. It's just the understanding, but do not ever demonize an entire. I don't want to say gene pool. That's not the right word. Gender, because of your instances with a couple of men. Find those third places. Don't find them in places that you don't think you should find your husband in. And that's your best bet. I mean, you have to test, right? You have to test everything. We have to move in a certain way. And that's really the only way we'll all get together about this shit. I mean, individually and then partnership, and then you can figure out from there. That's going to take time. You can't rush it. So a lot of y'all ain't going to be married because it's dying. This is real shit.
Do you have any words of wisdom for the audience, Ashley?
I would say for men and women, like, change your environment. Like, if you want to marry this kind of person, don't hang out in these places. And I would also challenge you to, if you do keep running into the same kind of person, maybe do some inner work and see what you're doing and what you could do different. For men and women, get therapy, because a lot of y'all are broken people trying to date and it just doesn't work. But outside of that, I mean, I agree. You can't blame the whole gene pool. And stop watching all this negative stuff on social media. Stop watching Pop the Balloon. Stop watching all these weird random dating shows. Stop watching the people that go super hard on I hate men, I hate men. Stop watching all the I hate women, and just focus on like self-work, and the rest will come. Because I do think it's super easy to fall into the whole like all men are bad or all women are bad if that's all you're consuming all the time, because then you're taking on situations and scenarios that you've never even experienced or seen, and you're using that as your real life, and that's not your lived experience. And social media is really pitting us all against each other. And I would challenge you to do something different. Like, go to a different restaurant, go to a different venue, try a dating app, maybe try speed dating, but try something different, because clearly what you're doing isn't working. So I'd be curious to see what happens if you switch it up a bit. But be open-minded, and if you know you're broken, stop trying to date. Work on yourself first.
Cool. I mean, really, they both done said it. Just go out there. Just, if you really want to be with somebody, you want to meet somebody, go out. And, just get used to rejection, get used to talking to people, build some confidence, just do something. We didn't really talk about the shows, but in like all of the effects that these shows, like she said, Pop the Balloon, Love Island, all these things, these are all manufactured. You got to keep that in mind. These are all manufactured. None of these are really using a realistic,
it's not real life,
dating pool, right? They're pulling these people specifically for these reactions. This is all content driven, click driven, like driven. So don't use those experiences to dictate your experience. Always have your dating experience be yours. Don't say, oh, well, this person told me, or that person got cheated on, or that. Your experience is your experience. Everybody else's experience is their experience. That's the biggest thing I can tell y'all. Did y'all have anything else?
We're gonna go speed dating and give them an update. It's happening.
I'll say dating is a skill for real. It's not really something that people do as a skill, because discernment is a thing, and discernment is somewhat of a talent. You can learn it, but it takes testing. A lot of people do not have discernment. That is an above average type of skill or talent that you have to have, and you have to, like I said, you have to test it a lot. And because of that, y'all end up with people that y'all don't like, and then y'all end up blaming everybody. You know what I'm saying, because of something that you don't like. So the important thing is to be just aware. Work, like I said, I would say this 1,000 times, work individually to build a partnership with somebody else. Because once you learn discernment, once you're able to understand the red flags and really, eloquently tell the person that you're dating, hey, I don't like this, and do it in a way that makes sense, you will find who you want. You know what I'm saying? People respect honesty in a certain way. Not everybody, obviously. But if you have discernment, you'll know the person who would respect everything you have to say about whatever you told them. Do not rush. A lot of y'all rush. A lot of y'all force. You know what I'm saying? And that's not going to work. Like I said, the world is changing. Don't be afraid to change. You have no choice but to adapt. And so, that's up to you. Like I said, marriage will be gone very soon, sooner than we think, or it'll be remixed, reboxed. You know what I'm saying? And so just be ready for that and understand what's coming. And just be honest with yourself too.
And I would challenge you for your why. Why do you want to be married? Why do you want to have kids? Why do you want to date this person? And if it's just because you want to, that's not a good reason. Like if you don't want to get married to be in a partnership for the rest of your life, you might not want to do it. If you want to have kids because you think that makes you happy, but you don't want to actually give your life to someone else because that's what being a mom or a father is, like you're doing it for a selfish reason. So my challenge to you would be figure out your why. Why are you dating? Why do you want a spouse? What is it that you have to offer? And what does that look like in your life? And then I think it will all come together a lot better than just doing it because somebody told you to or because you're pushing 30 and everybody's pressuring you.
Well, you heard it here, folks. These are some of our takes on relationships. I'm sure we'll be revisiting this topic when the maybe for a hot mid-season update. You never know. We gotta keep abreast of everything that's going on. You know what I mean? But
I might be married this week. How you mean?
Thank y'all for watching. We appreciate you all. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribing. And if you haven't, definitely go check us out on any of the audio podcasts listening platforms: Spotify, Apple. Those are the only two I know, but I know we're on a bunch more, right?
We're on everything. Amazon. Your mama radio. You know what I'm saying?
So definitely go give us a listen. Pop us on while you're in the car, while you're chilling, working on something, all of that. All of our information will always be included at the bottom of our videos, as well as linked in the information for the audio podcast. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Until next time, peace.
Peace.
Bye.